Hello, it's good to see you. This is a different type of video, and I felt that I kind of needed an introduction and a warning. If you are bothered by bitchy role plays, you may not want to watch this one. This one touches on a subject that I think a lot of people find especially, for lack of a better word, triggering. So I will just say that the title is going to be something like Bitchy Sanctimommy. And if you don't know what a Sanctimommy is, if you're a female and you have children in your life, whether they're yours or whether you had them or whether you adopted or whatever, if you have children in your life, you've probably dealt with at least one Sanctimommy somewhere along the way. And that's not a term that I came up with. That's actually a term that I saw. It's on a Facebook group page, and it's just titled Sanctimommy, Sanctimommy, and it's hilarious. They have so many things in there. They post things that Sanctimommies would say, and a lot of it is real. It's things that people actually posted on Facebook, and it's just really funny. And I've kind of been reading over some of their posts over the last few months, and I've really wanted to do a Sanctimommy role play, but I don't know, I couldn't really get up the nerve to do it, but I really want to. It's partly based on my own experience from being pregnant and having 2 kids, and you get a lot of unsolicited advice and instruction and education from sometimes complete strangers when you're out shopping, wherever you may happen to be, at the park, taking a walk. Complete strangers, if you're pregnant or you have children, especially very young children, like this one. If you have, it's not real, it's a doll. If you have very young children, people suddenly seem to feel very comfortable with coming up to you, whether they know you or not, and dispensing advice. And a lot of this advice is delivered with a smile on their face, but it's insanely mean or just rude. I mean, it's always condescending. And in a nutshell, what they're going to say to you is, sweetie, I know you're doing your best, but you're doing it wrong. Yeah, you're doing it wrong, and I'm going to tell you why it's wrong. And it's infuriating. I had it happen to me a couple times when I was pregnant, both times, that a complete stranger would come up and make a comment to me about something, and I'm standing there like, I don't remember asking you anything. Why are you talking to me? And they would come up and touch your belly. Just total strangers will just come up and touch you. I had that happen to me a couple of times, and it just freaks me out. It's like, oh my God, you just touched me. I don't even know you. And of course, an hour later, you think of the perfect thing you could have said or you could have done. It's very frustrating. It's like, oh my God, I wish I could go back in time and say this or do this. But in the moment, you're just so flabbergasted. It's like you can't respond in the way you would really like to. But I want to do a video, and that's what is going to follow this introduction. I'm sorry, it's so rambly, but I want to do a video with a Sanctimommy, a role play. And if you're interested in learning more, you can just Google Sanctimommy and you can read, you can look at examples and things. I think it's something that any parent, you don't want to deal with it, and you never know when it's coming. Well, usually you don't. You may have a family member or a friend who will dispense this unwanted advice, and it's infuriating. When I had my older son, when he was very small, and when I was pregnant with him, and when he was very small, I had a Sanctimommy in my life in a certain capacity, and she never passed up an opportunity to pick out something about me, either when I was pregnant or after I had him. She would never pass up an opportunity to say, oh, honey, oh, yeah, I know you're doing the best you can, but honey, that's not the way you're supposed to do that. No, you really need to be doing this. And I used to go to, there was this website when my older son was an infant. There was a website called babycenter.com that I used to go to a lot. and I would read the message boards, but I just found that every time I did, I came away so frustrated and irritated, and I realized these message boards were full of these Sanctimommies, and I would go there, looking for I don't know, just conversation, because I was a new mom. I didn't know what I was doing. I'd had no experience with small children ever in my life. As I've mentioned before, my older son was literally the second baby I've ever held in my life. When they handed him to me in the hospital, that was the second time in my life I had ever held a baby. I did not know what to do with him. I had to learn. I didn't know. So I was already pretty unsure and self-conscious. I'm thinking about including my baby in the role play. She's been hanging out in my closet for a long time. She's been very, very patient. But I found that these message boards were crawling with Sanctimommies. There's women who would go on there, and they're masters at humble bragging. So many of them would go on there and say things like, "My 3-month-old is already walking, and she scored a perfect score on the SAT last month. Is that normal?" I mean, they would say these ridiculous things, and it would always end with, "Is that normal?" I'm sitting there reading it going, damn well it's not. Don't even try it. You want people to give you a medal or something. Don't even try it. Coming on here with that. It wasn't helping me at all. It wasn't helping me feel any better as a mom. And I finally quit. I just stopped looking at it altogether, and I decided the best thing I can do, if I have a question about anything, talk to the pediatrician and or my mom. And I think that will probably answer any questions I may have about whatever. And it did. I don't need these people in my life. So I wanted to express my frustration with these women in some way. Now, hold still. If I say anything in these videos that offends you, it's not directed at you personally, I promise. A lot of it is stuff that I've taken from the Sanctimommy page over the last few months that I've been looking at it. If I found a little snippet here and there that I thought was funny, I would just write it down in a notepad or something, and I would save it. And I've been saving it up for a while. And so I'm going to try to keep the voice level about where it is right now. It's not going to be whispered, but it's not going to be really loud either. It's going to be a very basic, simple role play. And but again, if you are easily offended, if anyone talks about motherhood or children or anything like that, please don't watch this video, okay? Just stop now. Close the browser, hit the back button, just walk away, because this video is not for you. And yeah, I know it's probably not the best ASMR video. Personally, I don't find bitchy ASMR videos to be relaxing or triggering at all for me. They make me uncomfortable, but a lot of people like them, so that's why I make them. This one I'm doing just for me. Honestly, this one's kind of selfish. I get to take a turn and be the Sanctimommy for once. So I'm really doing this for my own enjoyment, but I hope you like it too, if you're not offended. And again, as I said, well, if you're offended, you shouldn't be watching, because I've told you to stop the video. Okay, so are you ready to get started? I think we're ready to get started. Can you wave bye-bye? Ow, don't hit me with your head. Both of my kids used to headbutt me with their rock-hard heads. Bye-bye. Let's go see the Sanctimommy. Excuse me. Excuse me. Hello. Hi. My name is Harvest. That's my spiritual name. Do you mind if I sit down with you for a minute? Thanks. I hate to intrude like this. I realize that you're busy, but I overheard you interviewing the lady who just left. Well, I couldn't help overhearing since I was listening to every word. I understand that you're looking for a babysitter. You called it a babysitter? It's kind of a strange term, isn't it? What is it exactly that you're looking for? Oh, okay. You want to neglect your children sometimes. Okay, well, I understand. Oh, no, I understand that that's not what you mean. I know, sweetie. Um, I overheard your discussion, and I felt compelled to come speak with you myself. As I said, my name is Harvest. I am a mommy. I am a full-time mommy. I have 2 children, and I feel drawn to you. I feel that I can help you. I feel that the world puts us where we're supposed to be to help those who need us, and I'm here today offering my help to you. Yes, so what I did when I heard your conversation, no, I have to come in here. I had an issue here about a week ago, and I came in to do some research. They insisted that their napkins were organic, and I'm not entirely sure about that, so I'm actually conducting an investigation. That's why I was here, and that's how I happened to be at the next table. When I overheard your conversation, I took a napkin, and it is repurposed. I used this with my fair trade coffee. I had it sitting on here. I took this napkin, and I wrote out my resume. Now, some of it is in Sanskrit. I'm sorry, it's just a habit. But if you need me to translate, I'll be happy to. As you can see, my earthbound name is Karen. Let me put it up here. And I wanted to tell you some things about me before we get started. Do you mind? Do you mind if I tell you a little bit about myself? Okay, I have 2 perfect children. Ngi, who is 87 months old. No, dear, with the back of the throat. Ngi. Ngi. No, sweetie. Ngi. Okay. He is 87 months old. He was walking at 6.2 months, and he was talking at 7.3 months. Yes, he's amazing. I don't know what I did to deserve such a child. And then we have Haven, who is 41 months old. And she was reading Beowulf and speaking Cantonese by the age of 3. And last week, she did my long-form taxes for me. Yes, I know, I'm very proud. I don't know how it can be that I have such perfect children. Oh, okay. Let me tell you a little bit about myself, because I do like to talk about myself. Okay. I am a full-time devotee to the pursuit of motherhood and completion. Complete happiness as a mother. Because I feel that once we give birth, that is our ultimate goal in life. That should be the only thing that occupies our minds. I am always eager to impart my wisdom to others. And it is my calling to guide parents, other moms especially, into the truly woke state. I am a vegan. I homeschool my children. We practice full attachment parenting. The only reason I don't have them with me today is because they're with my doula. She is assembling a drum circle and wanted their help. And since they have perfect rhythm, they love to go and play in the drum circle. I am a skilled seamstress. I'm a cruelty-free soap maker. And I'm a selfless channel, or a conduit, if you will, for my little's energy and creativity. My motto is know better, do better. Yes, I will be happy to provide references. In fact, my neighbors have told me on many occasions that they would be thrilled to speak to anyone about me. They're always eager to tell people all about me. And I don't know what they say, but they appear to be very animated when they do it. They can't wait to tell people about what a wonderful job I do, because every time they talk about me, they just start flailing their hands all over the place, and their face gets all red, and it's truly moving to watch. I am a natural-born parent and caregiver. I have my online degree from Sanctimommy University, which is online. And I'm going to give you my resume on the repurposed paper. And again, some of it is in Sanskrit. I will be happy to translate anything. And I was afraid it might be a little intimidating with my qualifications and my experience. So I have put little smiley faces and hearts all over it to make it a little more friendly. Okay, so you can keep this. You can keep it. There you go. Oh, I see you have a list of questions. I'll save you the trouble. I will go through the questions and I will answer them for you. So you don't have to do anything. All you have to do is sit there and receive my information. Okay? Before I answer any questions, though, I do feel that I should ask this. How many children do you have? You have one child. And how old is your child? Oh, you express their age in terms of years. Well, that's okay. But I feel it's more accurate to stick with months. Because that way you get a more accurate picture of where they should be developmentally. The milestones are more significant. And they are more meaningful, not only to you, but to everyone around you. If you express their age in terms of months instead of years. Because years is so... It's so general. It's so generic. It doesn't really mean anything. Oh, and you are expecting. Oh, I should have known. I'm usually pretty good at telling what people are going to have. And I'm right about 92% of the time. Would you like me to tell you just from looking at you? Well, I would say from the fatness in your cheeks, they're all puffy, and that dark stubble on your legs, I'd say, oh, and the broadening, the bridge of your nose has broadened, making your nose look really broad and flat. You're definitely having a boy. Oh yes, you're having a boy. Congratulations. So you have one child already, and you have one on the way. Are you from this area? Oh, you just moved here. Oh, wow, okay. Normally, though, this is just me. Personally, I think it's a good thing to stay in one place when your children are small to avoid the trauma and the upset of the move. But I'm sure you're doing your best. An obstetrician. You're looking for an obstetrician? Why would you do that? Really? No, I didn't go that route. I went the natural route because I really love my children and I want the best for them. I had a doula. Yeah, Spark. She's my doula. That's who my littles are with today at the drum circle. She's wonderful. Of course, you're going to do a natural birth, right? You're not. Well, I guess if that's what works for you. It's a shame, though, for your child that you would just go to the hospital and lay down and let him just yank it out of you like that. But, I guess you do the best you can. You really? You send your children to strangers. How often do you do that? Every school day? Really? Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I apologize. You just live in a different world from me. That's all. We live in different worlds. And that's okay. That's okay. We can both learn a lot from each other. I can already tell. All right. I'm going to look at your list here. I understand that you probably went over this list with that lady who just left here. You know that coffee that she ordered is not organic. It's not free trade. Did you know that? It's just something I thought I should mention. Okay. Well, the first question is, tell me about your experience with children. Well, we've already gone over that. I am a natural born caregiver. I am a spirit guide for my babies. I live for my children. They are my world. I believe in complete attachment parenting. I wear my children whenever possible. I had to order some special made slings from Sweden as they grew and blossomed. Sweden is a wonderful resource if you ever need, if you need slings, if you need baby pillows, if you need nursing supplies. I got my rear-facing seats for my 2 children from them. Well, I have to order from them because the rear-facing seats in the United States only go up to a certain pound weight. And, you know, of course, like I said, my children are beyond that. But I believe in keeping them rear-facing until they're at least 144 months old. I think it's the best for everyone, so we have a little way to go. So my experience with children is that I am the most experienced. I mean, I really hate to toot my own horn, but I am the most experienced, and I would be the perfect choice for you if you were interested in having someone. I find it distasteful. I actually can't even say the word babysitter. It hurts. It literally causes me pain. We will talk about that. I don't care for that term. If we were to work together, we would have to take that term, ball it up, and throw it in the trash because it's not appropriate for your children. I have all the experience of a real, natural, woke, attached parent. And really, isn't that what you're looking for? Isn't that what you need for your child? I think so. At what age did you start? There's that word again. Babysitting. I prefer to speak of it as being consensually being in the presence of younger people. We exist together in the same space for a predetermined period of time, and we grow together, and we come to know each other, and we learn about the universe and the space between us. I prefer to look at it more that way. It's not so much that I'm watching them. I'm not necessarily caring for them. We are existing together in this plane of existence for a short time. What age did I begin doing that? I've been doing it all my life. As I said, I was born to do this. What age ranges do you have experience with? I have experience, of course, from newborns, as I have 2 who were newborns, and I have been with them nearly every moment of their lives since they were born. I typically choose not to run too many errands as it takes away time from my littles. I like for us to spend as much time together as possible. I'm sure you're the same. Oh. Well. I mean, I guess people do that sometimes. Some mothers, feel the need to go out and do silly things like that. But, personally, I would rather have time with my children than to get a manicure. I mean, really, your nails are more important to you than your children? Oh, a manicure and a pedicure. Well, that makes it okay, right? I'm sure it does. Oh, well, I guess some people may say that. They may look at it that way, like, time for yourself, me time is important. My me time is children's time. My time is their time. Exactly. My me time is my children's time. They get all my time because I really love my children. Is there a preferred age that you're most comfortable with, and why? I am most comfortable with any child who is comfortable with themselves. And you can really tell. You can look in their eyes and see how comfortable they are and how happy they are. And the amount of time that a baby spends crying or fussing, day or night, is really just a direct reflection of their parents and the things that their parents are willing to sacrifice for them. So many times I've heard people complain of, oh, my baby won't sleep through the night, or, oh, they get fussy. And It takes everything I have in me to bite my tongue and, "Ooh, no, Harvest, no, don't say it. You'll upset them. You know how you upset people." It's just the truth, but the truth is very upsetting sometimes. That, sweetie, maybe if you spend a little more time breastfeeding and being with your child and not holding them and propping a bottle while you look at your phone, maybe your child would sleep through the night. Maybe they wouldn't be so fussy. Just a thought, but it's okay. Oh, my children were both sleeping through the night by the time we got home from the hospital. Yeah, and it really came in handy later because I began homeschooling them when they were 18 months old. And technically right now my older child is almost ready for college, and my younger child is almost ready for middle school. So, know better, do better. That's what I say. But, I'm just really lucky that I have these wonderful, advanced, incredibly intelligent children. Oh, absolutely. I'm sure your child is very smart, or as smart as it can be under the circumstances. What activities do you like doing with kids? Oh, many things. Many things. My children and I love to go out into the forest and collect pine cones. We do. And we make our own paints, and we will use the pine cones as brushes, and we create beautiful murals. We have designs all over our walls in our home. Yes, we do. We have a thatched, all-natural home. It's a dome home that we built ourselves. Yes, we did. We built it in our spare time. We love to commune with nature. And we love to go out and examine and take everything in. And we can run around outside in the sunshine and just be at one with nature. I think that's much more important than screen time. I mean, I'm sure you've seen these children who are just in front of screens all the time and they're like little zombies. I'm sure you don't do that. Oh. Well, I'm getting the feeling that there are some things that we're probably going to need to touch base on. Touch base with, yeah. Because, see, my children actually are not even aware of the existence of the internet or televisions or laptops or tablets. They do not know of these things. I feel it's best to keep them away from those influences because really it brings nothing but negative things into your child's life, and we don't need that. We don't need that. I would rather read a book or, write a story, sing a song. Isn't that better? And yet it does take sacrifice, but that's what parenting is about. When you have a child, you have to remember that you are not you anymore. You have to lay all that aside. So if I were to exist in the same plane of existence with your child, I'm afraid I will have to put my foot down and say that the screens are going to have to go bye-bye. Okay? So we would do all kinds of activities. A lot of them would be outdoors. We can learn different languages. It will be so much fun. I'll teach them how to use an abacus. Are you willing to go on short nearby outings? That would depend. As I said, I'm not really keen on going out with my children in public much. I like to shelter them from the world as much as possible because there's so many toxic things out there, like sugar and television and candy and parks and amusement parks and balloons. We can't have that in our children's lives. Once my older child saw a picture of a kid eating a hot dog, and he asked me what it was, and I hyperventilated and passed out. Do you have any craft ideas that are fun and easy for kids? That one's kind of hard because my children are so advanced. As I said, they read Beowulf and do my taxes. So the crafts that my children do are probably going to be a little different than what your child would do. Now, I'm not insulting your child, but more than likely, your child will not be able to handle anything that my children can do. It would be too advanced. So I'm going to have to really scale back what I do. Like, I would probably, with your child being that age, I would probably have to go back to what my children were doing when they were 8 or 9 weeks old. That would probably, yeah. Oh, I know your child is much older than that, but see, you don't understand. When you're woke, you push your children and you encourage them to succeed and do well. And you really can fully realize their potential. You don't stunt them with television and, cartoons and silliness. My children, both of my children, blindfolded, can sit down and make a completely accurate copy of a Rembrandt painting. Yes, they can. They really are amazing children. Don't know how they got that way. Oh. How did I get so lucky? How do you comfort and discipline children? The comforting is very easy. As I said, I practice complete attachment with my children. Attachment parenting. I wear my children most of the time when we're out in public. I have the two slings from Sweden. So if they ever need to be comforted, I have them right there. I pull them in and I hold them until they stop shaking. It's very powerful, very moving. If I ever have it happen to where we do this in public, people just stop and they just stare in awe. And I feel sorry for them, especially if I see that they have children with them. I know that deep down they feel the longing for a relationship like that with their child, and they just don't know how to achieve it because they just don't know any better. I have the ability to help you learn that with your own child and your little for when he's born. I could do that for you. That would be at no extra charge. For discipline, I don't believe in discipline. I feel that every child innately knows right from wrong. And if you sit them down and discuss what they did with them, they will come to see it for themselves. You don't have to intervene. People talk about discipline and all these different strategies and techniques. And when I hear these conversations, whether I know the people or not, I feel compelled, and I do, walk up to them and say, haven't you ever tried just loving your children? Why can't you just love your children? You don't have to beat them or punish them in any way. Why don't just love them? Just love them. And everything will be fine. That happens when you're woke. Then you know. You just know innately. You just know. Just love your children. There's no need for all that foolishness. How do you enjoy, let's see, I missed it. What do you do in your free time? Well, as I said, my free time is my children's time. I am at their disposal. When I have nothing else to do, I will find them and I will lie on the floor and I will say, tell me what you would like me to do. And it's kind of like Simon Says. Ngi will say to me, Ngi will say to me, Mommy, I want you to go make me some toast. Ngi says, and if Ngi says, that's what I do. And I really enjoy spending my free time in this way. I feel so much closer to my children. I'm sure you would do the same. If you really thought about it, you would know that that's the best way. That's the way you should spend your time. Yeah, you can get your nails painted any old time. You can get your toes done. You can get your nails done. But these years with your children, you'll never get them back. And while you're wasting time at the nail parlor or the nail salon, you're missing out on opportunities to really bond with your children. And how sad are you going to be when you're a lonely old woman and you won't have those memories to look back on? Just think about that the next time you're in that chair and they're working on your nails. just my advice. Are you comfortable enforcing bedtime routines? We feel that it is best to follow a child-led routine in our home. Our children know to respond to their body's natural impulses or urges. If they feel the need to sleep, they will sleep. We don't need to tell them to sleep. See, if your children get used to you telling them what to do, they're never going to learn to listen to their own body. And that's not healthy at all. I think it leads to a lot of stress, and it's been proven that stress causes cancer. You don't want your children to die of cancer, do you? It's something you really need to think about. The sooner the better. It may be too late for the child you already have, but maybe you can save the little one. So, no, I am not comfortable enforcing bedtime routines. I mean, you might as well ask me if I'm comfortable being a prison guard. It's horrible. Have you had a difficult babysitting moment? How did you handle the situation? When I find myself in the plane of existence with a younger person, I can't say that I've ever had any true difficulty, because I've found that if you simply talk to a child, they will understand and they will do what's right. So I don't have any difficulty with children. And I'm sure you understand the importance of communication and discussion with your child, that you can work together to negotiate things. Oh, well, as I said, everyone does things differently, and I'm sure you're doing your best. But it's really in your child's best interest to include them in the decision-making process. It empowers them and makes them feel worthy. It does. It does. It decreases stress for them. And as I said, stress causes cancer. You can be fighting cancer from multiple fronts this way. Just have a discussion with them. That's what I do. And my children are wonderful. Have you ever had to handle a child emergency? The most shocking thing I can remember was the one I told you about, when Guy saw a picture of a boy eating a hot dog. I will tell you now, that was a truly harrowing experience. That is not something I care to repeat. I don't even like talking about it. He saw it. I'm sorry. He saw the picture and he said, "Mommy, what's that?" And I didn't have my paper bag for when I hyperventilate, and I did hyperventilate, and I passed out on the sidewalk. He saw this magazine in a newsstand. There was nothing I could do. I woke up terrified. Fortunately, I was only passed out for a few seconds. I had enough time to grab Guy, put him back in his sling, and run up the street. And I swore, as God is my witness, I will never let him see a hot dog again. It was terrible. No, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm fine. I can power through. Whew. That was a horrible day. That was 2 years ago, and I still get upset. I still get upset. Have you ever worked with children with allergies? Well, first of all, you do understand that allergies are a myth, right? I mean, you know that. Sweetie, I know that's what media, the mainstream media, will say, but truly, you need to try vitamins, preferably natural vitamins. How long did you breastfeed? I shook your hand. Oh, I don't have my Purell. You didn't breastfeed at all. Oh my goodness. Wow. I don't think I've ever spoken to anyone this long who didn't breastfeed their child. I'm sorry, I need a moment. Okay. You do understand that that's why your child has allergies, right? You gave them that poison, and I'm sorry, it is poison. You gave them poison when they were very small, and you ruined their body. That's what happened. That's why your child has allergies now. And it may be beyond my medicine. It may be beyond my knowledge what to do for your child. I would recommend lots of kale, preferably kale that you grow. Just plant some kale in your garden. You know, when you don't have a garden. Oh my goodness, you don't have a garden? Not even a... Really? Oh my goodness, I feel like I'm on another planet. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to go home to my garden. I would like, can I come to your home? I'm going to go get some kale. I'm going to collect it from my garden. And I'm going to get on my bicycle and I'm going to bring it over to you as soon as I leave here. Can I do that? I'm going to bring you some kale and I would like you to make sure that you puree that with plenty of organic olive oil. And I would like you to give that to your child at least 3 times a day. Every 6 hours or so. Yeah. And if you do this, you may have a chance. They're not quite old enough yet. Maybe it's not set in stone. You might be able to reverse those allergies. Possibly. It may be too late, especially since you basically gave them, you know, you might as well just give them bug spray in a bottle. I mean, that's all that stuff is. It's nothing but chemicals. You raised your baby on a cocktail of chemicals. Are you proud of yourself? Are you proud of yourself? Well, I understand that it's just too much work for some moms to do, but you know, I guess you figured you were doing the right thing. Okay, your last question. Would you be willing to do a background check? Well, of course, I'm sure you understand that I will be doing a background check on you, especially with the new information I have about you. What? You want to do a background check on me? Well, why on earth would you do that? I can show you my slings and my rear-facing seats, my garden, my children. What is there to check? I am a godsend. I'm a miracle in your life. You don't question a miracle. You don't run a background check on a miracle. I guess I'm okay with it. I mean, I guess it's okay. So I'm going to give you, don't forget my resume. I see that you left it here and you put your coffee cup on top of it. Don't forget my resume, all right? I don't have a phone. We don't believe in phones because of the radiation and the dangerous radio waves that they emit. You're going to die soon from that, and your children are going to die from it as well. What you can do, I am a certified telepathy conduit. If you think of me, if you utter my name in your mind 3 times, I will come. Okay? So, but not my earthbound name, okay? You have to use my spirit name, my spirit guide name, which is Haven. Just say my name 3 times and I'll come, okay? That's 3 times. And I will come. And I would love to bring you some kale. Okay? Oh, are you leaving? Really? Oh, you're gonna go get your address book and a pen. Okay, great. Oh, sure, take your purse. That's fine. I'll wait right here until you come back, okay? All right, thank you.